She is the first woman ever created. She was gifted and blessed by all the gods of Olympus, and amongst those gifts was a box she was warned never to open. Her story explains the origins of human suffering, but also of the power of hope and the human will. Today, on World of Stories, we tell the tale of Pandora and her mysterious box. Zeus, the king of Olympus, and his best friend Prometheus had created the humans. By using a mixture of Gaia's clay, the primordial goddess of the earth, and Zeus's own saliva, Prometheus had sculpted the humans with his own hands. After he had finished, Athena, goddess of wisdom, breathed into them, inspiring them with life. Therefore, the Greeks believed humans were made with earth from Gaia, water from Zeus, and air from Athena. However, Prometheus knew that his creations needed fire to make them whole, fire to propel them to greater heights. Not just fire to cook and a forge, but a divine fire to dare, imagine, and create. Zeus, however, prohibited this, sensing that if the humans ever received fire from the gods, they would one day rise to challenge not only him, but all of Olympus. Prometheus obeyed his friend at first, but he, being their creator, loved the humans more than any of the other gods. He lived with them, taught them all he knew, and as time passed, he grew increasingly more convinced that fire was in fact exactly what the humans needed. And as he grew to love them, he decided to disobey his friend. And so the great betrayal came to pass. Prometheus stole the fire from the forges of Hephaestus in Mount Olympus and gave it to the humans, making them the whole and making them powerful. Other versions of the story say that Prometheus's brother Epimetheus, who is known for his lack of foresight, gave gifts to all animals from a sack, like claws, teeth, and camouflage, but when it came time to give the gifts to humans, there were no more left. Therefore, Prometheus stole the fire so humanity could defend itself against fearsome animals, rather than for love of them. Whatever the reason, when Zeus saw this, he grew so enraged and so hurt by the betrayal of his friend that his usual treatment of blasting offenders with his lightning bolts wasn't enough. So he drew a plan. Quite an evil plan. Zeus called on his son Hephaestus, the god of fire, forges, and crafts, and told him to create a woman, the first one ever made. Afterwards, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, breathed life into her and taught her the arts of love. Hermes, the messenger of the gods, taught her curiosity and cunning. Hestia, the goddess of the home, taught her the keeping of the hearth. All of the gods gave her gifts and blessings to the point where she was so lovely that any man or god who so much as looked at her would be dazzled by her beauty and her charm. She was named Pandora, which in Greek means all gifted. And before she was sent to live with the humans, Zeus gave her one last gift, a sealed jar. Later retellings of the story changed this jar into a box, but the instructions were the same. Pandora was never to open this box. Never. Later, Prometheus left his and his brother's home to spread fire to the rest of the humans. And being gifted with foresight, he told his brother Epimetheus to never accept any gift from Olympus, no matter what form it took. Epimetheus agreed, but nothing could have prepared him for what he saw when Pandora appeared with her box at his door. He fell in love with her instantly, and fearing that his brother would not approve of her, being that she was a gift from Olympus, Epimetheus decided to marry with her quickly. Some sources say that Pandora and Epimetheus were both very much in love and lived a happy life together, if only for a while. The box. It started to attract Pandora's gaze, her imagination. What could be inside the box, she wondered. It seemed empty, but surely there had to be something inside, or why on earth would Zeus have told her to never open it? The temptation grew every day, but she resisted. Sometimes she imagined that something inside the box was calling out to her, saying her name over and over again. Pandora, Pandora. She started to lose sleep at night, wondering and wondering, Surely I could just take a look. Just the tiniest look, she thought. Enough, she decided. Pandora took the box outside to the backyard and buried it under a tree. She went to bed and felt better for it. Next day, she was even more radiant than ever. She talked happily, laughed openly, and smiled radiantly. She had beaten temptation, and nothing can dampen her happiness now. But Zeus, as an eagle, gazed down from the skies with an evil look in his eyes. Night came, and Pandora went happily to bed, ready for the untroubled sleep she had been denied for so long. She lay down, got comfortable, and closed her eyes, waiting for sleep to take her. But it wouldn't. She tried and tried, but there was just a nagging feeling in her head. The box. She couldn't take it anymore. She stood up, she went to the backyard, dug out the box, and opened it. Instantly, she heard wings flapping and rushes of air as things came rushing out the box. What were they? The mutant sons and daughters of Nyx and Erebus, the primordial gods of night and darkness. They were lies, despair, hunger, war, violence, pain, anarchy, murders, illness, and despair. All of the evils of the world were released that night. They spread themselves into all the corners of the world, spreading pain, misery as they went. They would never leave the earth. Pandora, confused and terrified, managed to close the box, leaving inside only one of the children, Hope, leaving her trapped in the box forever. Zeus was happy, but he wasn't yet satisfied. Angry and hurt, he punished Prometheus, chaining him to a rock and dooming him to have his liver eaten every day by a vulture for eternity, or at least until a certain hero came to free him. And just like that, Zeus doomed mankind to suffer for their insolence. They would live and suffer beneath the gods. But doubt remained, for something in his head told him that no matter what he did, no matter how terrible the punishments he inflicted upon them, humanity would one day rise to challenge Olympus now that they had fire and hope. So what does this all mean? Many cultures have similar creation stories where humans are punished simply for existing. For example, Christianity calls it original sin, where Adam and Eve are punished by God for their disobedience and curiosity. In Buddhism, this is called Wheel of Samsara, where humans are born into this world, suffer in ignorance, die, and are reborn in an endless cycle. But the story of Pandora, although similar in many ways, offers us a different perspective, that of hope trapped in a box. What does this mean? Well, some sources claim that Pandora is in itself a tragedy, and that if hope had been released, then humanity's suffering would have been much worse, and that it's better to abandon all hope, as our fates are to suffer in vain. This, however, I feel is a dismal view. I, like many others, see something heroic in his tale. Instead of a tale of suffering and punishment, it's a tale of bravery and of the human spirit. Hope stayed in the box, not as a punishment, but because hope is the one thing we hold on to. We humans struggle, we suffer, and we die, but humanity itself pushes ever upwards, never ceasing to learn and grow because we hope. In that way, Zeus had been right to be afraid. Hope is an enduring part of humanity. In fact, we endure hardships because we can hope. Therefore, Pandora is both a story about the tragedy of our existence and the enduring spirit of humanity. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing and joining us in our mission to spread and immortalize great stories. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.